Hey everyone, I'm Zach Vacker, and today I'm going to be talking about the use of plastic water bottles and plastic bags in our country and throughout the world. I'm sure all of y'all listening have used a plastic water bottle or even a plastic bag within the past few days. Yeah, I agree. Plastic is great. We use it for everything. It's cheap, it's easy to get, and it's usually bought in bulk. What I mean by bought in bulk is when you go to the store to buy plastic water bottles, do you buy just one? No, you get a 30 pack so you don't have to keep going back to the store. Or also at the store, you don't use just one plastic bag. Use maybe 5 or 6 at one time, maybe even more. This is what I mean by bulk. Plastic is a really cheap substance, and that's why they use it for items that are made rapidly. These are some of the pros of plastic, but today I will share with you the impact of plastic pollution, otherwise known as the cons of plastic. So what I'm going to show y'all today is I'm going to highlight how much plastic we use and what this does to our planet. And also we're going to discuss the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This leads me to my first point of how much plastic we use a year. So let's talk about plastic water bottles. Whoever came up with the plastic water bottle idea is a genius because they haven't been around forever, but they're probably one of the most convenient things out there. Everywhere you can buy something usually has plastic water bottles somewhere. I would use one every single day for baseball practice, and I used to love them, but I stopped using them after I started to realize how much of a problem they are. Over 60 million plastic bottles end up in a landfill each day, not recycled but in a landfill, stated by Reducing Plastic Pollution. For the amount we use in a day as Americans, our thrown away plastic bottles could fill up the Empire State Building just from one day of use. If you think that sounds bad, listen to how much plastic bags we use. We use a ton of them, and when I say a ton, I mean 1 trillion bags a year. For you to put that into perspective, that means that we could fill up 3 Mount Everests with just plastic bags alone, stated by conservingnow.gov. Listen, I think plastic bags are great. I used one every single day with my school lunch growing up. And I use them every once in a while when I forget my reusable bags at home. But I think we can all agree that 1 trillion of anything is too much of something. Okay, we've talked about how much plastic we use, but now let's discuss why this matters. According to plasticworlds.com, in 2014, the ratio of plastic item to fish or any living thing in the ocean was 5-1, but that statistic alone is pretty alarming. But by the year 2050, that ratio turns into a 1-1 ratio. Think about that. 1 piece of plastic for every living thing in the ocean. That's crazy. With these projections, you would believe that we would maybe chill out on making all the plastic, but this is not the case. By 2050, the plastic production levels are supposed to triple than what they are right now. So that means the previous stated stats would most likely triple. So this means 3 trillion plastic bags. This leads me to my third point, which is something that I think a lot of people still don't know about, and that's the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. For those of you that don't know what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is, it's a flabbergastingly huge plastic island a few hundred miles off the coast of Los Angeles. And when I say huge, I'm not talking as big as New York City, or even as big as New York State. I'm talking about twice the size of Texas big. This man-made mistake started in the 1970s, but since the early 2000s, it's practically doubled in size, making it a whopping 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic. The pictures I've been showing are the examples of what all this plastic does to the marine life and coral reefs in the ocean. Overall, I believe this is one of the biggest problems we face as a planet, and learning information like this is crucial in trying to fix the problem that we've created. Because if we don't end up doing something, it's our grandkids that are going to pay the price. This is Zach Vacker, and thank you for listening to my speech about plastic use.